Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc Blind. Last time, we were in the middle of a trial, and we just got to a really good question. One which I actually don't know the answer to. We have basically pinned it on, is it Takaya? Blonde dude over there in the corner of the screen behind her face, shown how he had the method to fake the Genocide Jack, or Genocide Jill connection. But we are now getting the fact that the murder scene was switched, and that means Chihiro was killed in the boys' locker room. But why? And I do not know, and this was something that bothered me to come into it. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to hope the trial lets me know about this, because I just don't know.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Aw, that's mean.
I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Alright, well, I don't know why we're spinning so he can tell us something. So it's probably the Broken E handbook is going to be the answer here.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
The Broken E handbook.
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. No, that's wrong.
Okay, got that one right. Let's do this.
No.
I love this section. It makes me feel so smart.
Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus,
Sakura.
isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
So yeah, it would be, Leon could get punished for her having a handbook, but
In other
Leon's
words,
already dead.
you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah, that's what I don't know where this is going.
She must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Aw. Well then, yeah, how did she get in there then?
She didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Well, no, it doesn't make any sense, though. It has to be right, because we know the crime scenes were switched, so someone with access to both rooms
Seems
did
like
something.
there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
That's who I thought it was going in. Is that it, then? Shihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do. There. Kyoko to the rescue.
I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
Mondo's
There's
so
no way
rude
she
to
could
people.
get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What's that?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait, we can do that? I thought we had to have all our affairs in order when it came down here.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
He's like a little dog with a bone.
All right, then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
We don't want that. We can't have that at all.
I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Yeah, what is this? And does this only happen if there's something I missed in my investigation? So, before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We ended off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... back to the crime scene?
The girls'
But
locker
apparently only
room?
5 of us.
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
No, I have to. You want to check it
Be sure to
again?
Examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully.
Poor
Using
Hifumi.
our hands?
Hifumi's one of those, like, kind of bullies that, or not really bully, he's pervert, he makes lewd comments until he actually has a chance to do something, and he's like, well, no, I wouldn't actually do it.
Wait.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
Oh,
Just let
don't
the
be
boys
sexist. Anyone can touch a dead body.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
do it. Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
I never would have thought she'd be such a pervert.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quickly
Be
examine
sure
her
to
body.
check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
Wait a minute. Is what I think happened just happened? Really? How would I... See, if I had clicked on her enough, would I figure that out? Because I definitely did not examine her any more detail than the initial click told me to. But I know in the investigation she said to do that too, and I sure didn't. Oh, wow.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Say it. Sakura's eyes were staring silently at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
What?
a boy.
Yeah, that is what I thought. Man, she's gonna run out of clothes if she keeps, like...
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
I kind of expected his reaction to be a little bit different than this. Oh, there we go. That's more what I was thinking.
Joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben, it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Well, that puts the entire investigation on a slightly different tilt. If Chihiro was a guy, then that easily explains why she was in the guy's locker room. But also, if Leon's handbook was broken, that means that it had to be Byakuya, or at least a male, because a girl can't even get into the guy's bathroom. The only way around, that censor was to use Leon's handbook, and it was broken. Now, there were, of course, the, pop star and the, the makeup girl, their handbooks were fine, so anyone could get into this side, but getting into that side, So we do know that it can't be, Homicide Jill? Whatever it was. Maniac Jill?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire!
Genocide Jill.
I had killed him.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
I do wonder why she dragged us up here. Couldn't she have just said, oh, yeah, Chihiro's actually a guy, and then we'd be like, what? Mako would be like, oh, yeah, totally. We didn't actually have to come here and feel up the corpse. It's a little twisted.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Well, he sure doesn't take many breaks for long.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just
All right.
learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Yeah, again, you could have just said this instead of making us all go up there and feel up the corpse. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. I thought it had never even crossed mine either. I tended to take people at face value in this game. Probably shouldn't do that.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
That is true. But again, that begs the question of... I mean,
The victim was killed
there's still
in the
questions
boys'
I have.
locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could
Yep.
have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the
Oh!
girls' locker room.
That totally makes sense now. That's why, that Chihiro never hung up with the other girls, and also why they would be going to work out at such a bizarre hour. Because they, you know, if they're hiding that fact, they don't want anyone else walking in, and you can only be sure no one's going to walk in at that hour. Okay, that clears out some of that. Okay. It's coming together, guys.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Although that, again, that... I feel like this is leading me to a conclusion that, Byakuya is not the one that killed them, and I still have no idea who actually did, other than it's going to be a male. So, it may be the psychic, it may be the IT guy, it may be this guy. I don't know.
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So wait, Byakuya just kind of admitted to his involvement
So now
then.
everything has been connected. All the
Well, not all of them.
mysteries
I still don't know who
have
did it.
become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This is becoming
What is up with his
very
attitude?
Interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Yes, I do. I mean, everything connects to him. And his attitude is really freaking me out, but I'm not going to just randomly accuse someone else just because Byakuya is
Well,
weird.
Without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Not what I would have said, but okay. I'll defer to your judgment as the one that's in the game.
But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Oh, that is true. I hadn't considered that. And even more so, the whole Genocide Jack thing, he intentionally went out of his way to show me that casebook. While he could have just as easily just presented himself at the trial, and there wouldn't be any of this questioning about, well, when did you see it, blah, blah, blah. So he added an unnecessary element of danger by showing it to me.
That's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
That is true.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right.
What?
I am not the culprit.
Darn it, I really wanted to kill
I
you.
just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
You are twisted and messed up and awesome. I love that they're doing stuff like this, that they actually have, like, uninvolved people that are just messing with the crime scene and making the investigation more interesting. I would have never thought about that. The whole time I was like, okay, well, who would have done this? I never considered that there might just be some person that would be like, oh, hey, you know what would be funny?
Fucking with us right now.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Well, obviously, because he wanted to... It's a game to him, and he wants to, you know, make it more interesting.
Reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
That... I don't know.
I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it.
Yeah, I certainly can't say.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
You change your mind
Have a mind
quickly.
of your own?
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed.
What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent.
Okay.
Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
If Byakuya didn't do it... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I did talk about this earlier. The killer has to be a guy. Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. Still enough, we need to find some more clues. Darn. I was like, I got that clue, but that doesn't really help. It's either Celeste's account or something, so we've used the other two already.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough.
Okay, Celeste did see the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kinds of new info.
Wait. New info? That's new info about the victim.
Shoot!
Why didn't that work?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
Well, no one saw the
If
killer.
someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
By the way, I saw this person do it.
Someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man.
Dang it.
Game over.
Yeah, it's only the killer that changes it.
No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Okay, yeah, we're ready now. I pressed the wrong button because I'm a
Clues are
noob.
one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
I wish I could skip ahead.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
No!
Bam. Okay, got it. So that's... Okay, I'm able to proceed the flyer, but I still don't know who did it.
Before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The
Well, also
rest of
you.
had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night. right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory
Right.
warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then,
All
I
right.
assume, he headed off to exercise.
Like a good person.
Track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
Does that mean the culprit is the person that
And
cleans up
that
trash this
is when
week?
he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I'm in kind of a hurry. Why is that odd?
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
Oh, that's a good point. That's true, because it's like 2 in the morning. So you wouldn't be in a hurry unless there was, like, actually something you had to go to, and you shouldn't have to go to anything at 2 in the morning.
Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Interesting. So who would work out with... Huh. Well, obviously Hifumi is not the workout type. I can't imagine Byakuya. He already made it very plain he's not dealing with the rest of us. Possibly our resident psychic. Although the clearest 2 candidates are Mondo and the rules guy, because both of them seem like they're actually in decent shape and would actually work out.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Well, yeah, because he can't get into your locker room.
Because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
When he couldn't get into the same locker room as you, it's pretty likely that you'd figure it out.
Conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
All right.
Marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, I mean, I've got it narrowed down to 2 people, but that's still a 50-50 shot of dying.
You already have what you need to make the connection.
Well, just tell us what it is then. Don't be like Byakuya.
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't. I promise. I swear to you, I do not.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Okay.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
The killer disposed of a track jacket and duffel bag?
About that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence?
Yeah, that's a
that
pretty
we
high
don't
call.
have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted,
Yeah, that's
evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to
Okay.
say.
Yeah, let's do it then instead of talking about it.
Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse.
Okay, so they're doing a normal workout.
All
don't know where this is
the
going.
bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might
All right.
be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
All right. Should check out at least some of the clue about the killer. Sounds really hard to believe. Those are all repeats, so I probably have to
First of
repeat.
all,
I have
we
to
know
pick
where
something.
Chihiro was headed. He was on
Okay,
his
we
way
do.
to
That
get
is true.
exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! We picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Okay.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Okay, well that rules you out.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
I don't think anyone was asking you, dude.
Really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way.
I don't think so.
Not a chance.
So, none of this has anything to do with that.
What he just said without even realizing it?
No, I have no idea.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his
Library
way to
dust
go
lamp,
exercise.
just bring...
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you
So
mean?
exercise.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Well, that doesn't make any
What
sense.
you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
I don't see anything wrong with any of that.
Really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even
No,
realizing it?
I really didn't. I really didn't.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
That's not what I meant to
So
do.
next we have
Okay, let's just... Okay, is there something I'm not... So our three things are... Celeste's account. Neither murder right before nighttime. Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. Seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably she was on her way to exercise. The clothes were not found at the crime scene. Okay. Desk lamp. Okay, that doesn't say anything. Disappearing stain. That doesn't say anything.
to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
That doesn't make sense. I want to contest this one.
What you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Wait.
I don't
Do you
even
wear
have a
tracksuits just to
tracksuit.
exercise, or are they for actual track and running?
Exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got
Maybe
it from
that's
the
it.
warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
Yeah, I do not see it.
First of all, we know
Do
where
not see it
Chihiro
at all.
was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
So maybe I can
why
contest
did he choose the specific
the killer's blue tracksuit and the fact they were exercising.
What do you mean,
Because-
the specific tracksuit?
I really don't know what they're looking for here.
He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
Okay, apparently that's not it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why
The
did
best
he
I can
choose
think
the
of is that there's
specific
nothing in
tracksuit
Chihiro
that he
in
did?
Celeste's account
What do you
which
mean,
indicates
the
that
specific tracksuit?
they would both be wearing blue tracksuits. That does not follow. It's a really weird link to say. I would expect to contest there, not later when they're talking about a blue tracksuit. But I'll try it.
No, that's wrong.
Well, seriously? That's it? That's janky as anything.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket in a duffel bag, and I assume he sent it off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Oh my god. Really? Even in my notes on this scene it gives a color. How in the world am I supposed to be... Oh my god. Well, I guess I accidentally came across it. It makes more sense now that I know what the actual objection was, but holy crap, game. I don't know how you expect to remember that well. I guess I could have looked at the transcript, maybe?
Why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Interesting. Okay. Well, that certainly is one way to get to the answer, but again, I don't know how I would have figured that out before I got here.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Well, no, because they were destroyed before any of us got there.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either.
Yeah, she was sucking a bus. Yeah, that's true.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
So why are you going through Chihiro's bag?
Briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one
Oh,
big
okay. I was wondering how she, like, where that came from.
intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
I love her expressions.
However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Alright, and with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. Next time we'll figure out why Kyoko figured out it was Mondo when I sure as hell couldn't. Stinging me up on my own freaking Let's Play. How rude.